which is the wedding restaurant and the gift shop. But it had more private rooms. This marina is on the Navajo Nation. The proposal has been going on over 35 years. They finally got it started. They hired a concessionaire to start the project. After 10 years, they're going to give it back to the Navajo Nation. Next on the audio, some information about the Navajo Nation. Make sure you bring it down to the main deck. Restroom's going to be open on the boat. They also have a restroom at the floating dock. At the end of the floating dock, there's a covered bench shady area and also some plaque information about Rainbow Bridge. And then it comes to a natural trail. There's rocks here and there. There's some steep areas. Please be careful. If you cannot make the walk, please turn around. Head back to the boat. Very hard to get up on, so please be careful. We do have bottled water on board for you.
That's a different one you took. We have to take lots of pictures.
She's gonna do a rainbow. A rainbow shoe. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You still haven't learned how to swim very well yet.
Here at the bottom of the Navajo, and this whole area is being uplifted in a great big broad fold, and in addition you've got the intrusive mass of the Navajo Mountain over here helping to push everything up. Not a dynamic earth, not as long as it continues to have a uranium core, and a uranium core that is radioactive decay, it still provides heat, and you still have a mantle being very mobile with the convection currents.
We finally reached Navajo Mountain.
We're just sitting there waiting.
Yep.
Okay, there, Joe.
Thank you for coming back on time. We hope you enjoy Rainbow Bridge and take some nice pictures. Have any questions, just feel free to come up to us. Other than that, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride back. Just a safety reminder, upper deck, please face the ladder using both handrail. And please consume water or lemonade, keep yourself hydrated. located here called Rainbow Marina. When the lake reached up to the full pool for the first time, June of 1980, a lot of people coming out to see Rainbow Bridge and also to get fuel and supplies. The whole marina just moving up and down got too congested in here, so they decided to push it to a different area, to Dang Rope Canyon. Right now it's known as Dang Rope Marina, but the cables are still on the side of the canyon wall. Up ahead is an alcove. During summertime, a lot of boaters come underneath here, get out of the sun, do some swimming, a good place to have lunch.
Wo sind denn da noch die Kabel? Marina? Kann man dazu
Art Right Cafe. From a distance it looks pretty small, but actually it's pretty big. We do have a bigger size of this, but probably 3 times bigger up and further into Forbidden Canyon. With the lake level being low, we're not going to be able to see it. It's further back in. Right now it's completely dry, but with a smaller boat you can beach the boat, you can do some hiking in there, come up to the bigger alcove. There's lots to see out here. We have 96 waterfall site came to explore. They have their own characteristics. The only thing they have in common is one way in and one way out. Some of them they have Dennis Williams is going to tell us a little bit about the geology programs here.
But thank you, Elaine. I'll have to do good now. For the vessel, whatever we want to call it, on the far skyline, we see part of the stratigraphic sequence that some of us have been talking about. Well, I've been talking about it for 40 years. But at the very top, that bedded rock up there is the Straight Cliffs Formation, and the top of the plateau is the Comparawoods. And of course, all the Rhodes Scholar folks, they talked about that. Below that, we see a soft unit, kind of a gray-black, and that's the Tropic Shale. And we had that over by Bryce Canyon. And going down through the sequence, we have the Morrison. And the Morrison gives us all this green debris that has fallen down over the slopes, and makes a very interesting coloration up there. Below the Morrison is the one of especial interest to our soft sediment deformation story, and that's the lighter red one, and it is part of the Entrada Formation. And for us that were over in Arches, the Entrada Formation was the one that had that tortured rock of the Dewey Bridge down in the lower portion. So the soft sediment deformation we're going to see is very similar to that Dewey Bridge, and it really has some interesting aspects further down the lake. Of course, right here at water level we have the Navajo Formation, and that of course is named for the Navajo Nation. It was named by John Wesley Powell, one of the larger formations on the Colorado Plateau. And a little bit further along, we will get down into some of the, or get closer to the Entrada and the bedded Entrada, and we'll see some of that soft sediment deformation. A couple of things to remember about your geologic laws. One of them is all sediments are laid down horizontally, and they're oldest on the bottom and youngest on the top. And if you have any breakage or any deformation of a unit, you should see it at least in the lower portions and sometimes in the upper portions. So that will be key to us identifying some of these places where there's soft sediment deformation. One other thing I wanted to mention, because we see a lot of places where water has come out of the rocks along the way, and like we saw at Zion, where we had the groundwater in residence for long periods of time. In the upper areas where you see the water coming out, that's likely due to rainfall and a little bit of snow, but all coming through, seeping through the rock. When you get down here in the lower levels, you have a lot of lake water that has gone back into the formations. They call it bank storage, and now that water is coming back out and giving us a lot of these seeps along the along or below the water line of the lake when it was up at its higher levels. So we got all that going on as we ride along.
Right where the white meets the red, you'll see some horizontal stripes on the wall. Those are called miner steps. And there was a small gold rush here in the 1800s. And it was like a mini Klondike rush. And so people came out here and miners would carve these stairs in order to get their mules up and down the canyon walls. There's actually a series of these miner steps here, and then there's some behind. Wouldn't surprise me if there were some down below us as well, but they're of course covered by water. The gold rush here in Glen Canyon is not well known because it was unsuccessful. The type of gold they were getting out of here was called flour gold, and so in order to even get an ounce of flour gold took so much energy and time that the miners went bust. So that's why you never hear about the Glen Canyon gold rush days.
Disrupted, and it looks like something has mushroomed up over there right at about 3 o'clock right now, and that is very unusual. unusual in a dune sand formation. And we'll see features like this Indian product, and that is one of the things that identifies it as soft sediment deformation.
Rope Marina. We have box that we need to drop off, and then we pick up any box or mail that needs to be taken back to Wawi. And we're just going to stop here for a second and we'll be on our way. Danny Rope Marina is a water-bound marina. The only way in and out is by boat or helicopter, so all the fuel and supplies brought down by push barge or by boat. Very important stop for houseboat and small boat for fuel and supplies. The next marina up lays about 60 miles, Bullfrog Marina. So if you're out here on a houseboat or powerboat, never pass by buoy 42. Always head into Dana Road Marina and top off your fuel. Very expensive if you run out of fuel, if you call it a work boat to bring fuel to you. Once they leave Wakeless area, it's $275 an hour. So it's better to make sure you top off your fuel. That's not including the gas or the gas can. Okay, we'll be on our way. It's just easier for them to come out and meet us instead of us going in there, because we have to go through their wait list. It takes 30